Hi everyone and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my returning subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday, where I tell you about the chaos that is Kimmie. Oh my God, the real chaos that is Kimmie. And you tell me a little bit about yourself in the comments below, and we become true besties that way. And that's my goal for this channel, is to have real friends. And most of you who comment, I am so close to you. Not most of you, all of you who comment, I'm so close to, and I love you all so much, and I appreciate it. But over 90% of the people have not subscribed to my channel who are watching. And I would love for you to be a bestie. So please, 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 it's free. Just consider hitting the notification bell down below. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and I would appreciate it. So I have had a very stressful week. I wasn't able to put up a self-care Sunday video. I couldn't do my makeup Monday video. I did put out a Temu Tuesday video, and that's only because things have started to calm down. On Sunday, Storm got very sick. Storm is my cat. He is beautiful. He's a Russian blue. He's a big baby, and he sleeps with me every single night, and I just adore him to pieces. And he started breathing very funny, and it was very heavy. It was very fast. He has started pooping in the living room and not the litter box. He started hiding. Now, Storm is 16 years old. My son got him for his 16th birthday from a friend of ours. And since my son has moved up to Albany with his girlfriend, she's allergic to cats. He's my cat. He's just my cat. He sleeps with me. He, snuggles right up to me. I'm going to post pictures at the end of this video to show you how we were sleeping when he came home from the hospital. So we brought him to his vet last week because with the pooping and stuff, we wanted to make sure he was okay. And vet bills are very, very expensive, and we don't have pet insurance because that also was very expensive. But this was just insane. So we brought him to the vet. She said, no, he's fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever. A few days before Sunday, he started breathing very fast, and he just wasn't himself. So we brought him back to the vet. Another $300 later, and she said he seems to be okay. She didn't seem that there was a problem. Take him home, watch him, let her know how he was doing the very next day. The very next day was Friday. On Friday, she calls up. She wants to know how Storm's doing, and I said his breathing has gotten really bad. She said, can you please bring him in? Now, this is the third or fourth visit. We bring him in, and she's like, she did an x-ray, $408 bill. She said he either has bronchitis or asthma, and we have to get him this inhaler. And it's kind of like a baby inhaler. It covers the nose and mouth area. You have to hold his head in the back and squeeze the inhaler and leave it there for about 10 seconds while he breathes in the solution. So I call my son. It's his cat, honestly. And I tell him everything that's been going on. And he knew from jump what was going on. And I said, he's really doesn't seem to be doing good. Saturday comes, and all of a sudden the breathing gets worse. He's not eating, he's not drinking, he's not pooping, he's not peeing. This is now a serious problem. He was at the vet on Friday. By Saturday, everything went downhill really, really quickly. I could not make videos. I had to attend to my baby. I had to. My son calls me up, and he's like, Ma, there's a 24-hour vet. One of his friends works for a vet, and she's like, there's a 24-hour vet about 20 minutes from the house. Can you take him? So me and my sissy get in the car, and we take him to this 24-hour vet. hospital, clinic, whatever you want to call it. I walk in and I said, my son just called. It's about his cat, Storm. And she said, well, what's wrong with Storm? And I said, well, he's having trouble breathing. She's like, don't sit down. Just bring him right back there. The doctor will be right with you. Within about 3 seconds of being there, they had him out of the cage. They were checking him. She said, you know, his lungs sound horrible. His heart didn't sound good. And they put him in this hyperbaric oxygen tank, is what I'm going to call it, because that's what it was. And it was this enclosure where he's getting pure oxygen. His oxygen is supposed to be 21. The higher it is on a cat, the worse it is. So he was at 50% oxygen when he should have been at 21%. They had to give him an IV. They gave him something to calm him down, even though he wasn't the least bit agitated. But they had to give him something to calm him and relax him because he was having such a hard time breathing. And he was wheezing so badly that they had to make sure that they calmed him down so that he would be able to maybe eat and stuff, because they said the reason he wasn't eating and all that was because he was concentrating on breathing and staying alive. And that just broke my heart to pieces. It just did. And my sissy and I stayed with him at the hospital till about 10:30. They call up my son and they said for the first night it's $4,000 and change. He took out care credit and it's called SNAP or something pause, which is just for animal insurance. Care credit you can use on humans to go to the dentist and everything like that, but this one is just for animals. And he was approved for $4,000 for that one and $3,000 for $3,300 for the care credit. They said for 48 hours, which he would have to probably be there for at least, that it was going to cost over $8,000, and he was approved for $7,300. So my son's like, this is my cat, anything for my cat, call me up, let me know what's going on. I left my number. They called me the next morning at 6:15 in the morning, and they said Storm had a rough night. He was fine as long as they kept him in the oxygen. They weren't able to lower the oxygen, and that every time they brought him out or tried to taper him off the oxygen, that he was having a lot of trouble breathing. They did x-rays, they did blood work, and they found that he was in congestive heart failure, just like a human, just like what my dad passed away from and my mom has. And he had fluid around his heart, fluid in his lungs, and it was so bad that morning that when they did the sonogram of his heart, they couldn't hear his heart because his lungs were so bad. My son did not want to have him put down, which they suggested, but they said give it 24 more hours. And we're sitting here, not that you should be considering money when your cat or your animal is having trouble, but at the same time, you have to consider the money, because now he has what we were told is a lifelong condition, and he'll have to go see a cardiologist, a cat cardiologist, for the rest of his life and be on medicine for the rest of his life. And the most they're giving him is a year. Anywhere from a couple of days to the most a year. So this will be the last time that he's with us this year. And it was heartbreaking. It's still heartbreaking. He's doing better. They let him come home because he started breathing regular oxygen. They let him come home. He's breathing perfectly fine now. He's not struggling. They gave him prednisone. They gave him Lasix, which is a water pill. They gave him an antibiotic. Trying to get all this medicine in him is a challenge, but I will do what I have to do. And it was the saddest thing. You know, you go into this, it's this huge room, and they have tables all out where you can see what's going on with everyone else's pet. They were doing surgery to one animal right next to us. Another animal had eaten a whole Hershey bar with the wrapper on and everything, and it was a dog, and they can't have chocolate. And he's throwing up as we're there and got it all out. He was very lucky. There was a woman there with a little Yorkie who was about 4 pounds, and he ended up passing away after I left. My son told me. They performed CPR on him and did what they had to do for him, and he just didn't come back, you know, and it was terrifying. It was the saddest thing you can go through with your animal. Now, you don't want to keep an animal alive for selfish, or a person for that matter, for selfish reasons, just because you want them to be there. But my son could not give up on his cat, and thankfully he didn't, because he's home now, but we have no idea when he'll go back into heart failure, and we don't have the money anymore to pay thousands more dollars for this. He has to go in 2 weeks for an echocardiogram, which if we did through the 24-hour emergency, that would have been $1,000, but it's going to be $560 for it, since we're going through our vet. And I think our vet is very nice, but that she misdiagnosed him by telling us he only had asthma and he should be fine. I'm watching him right now. He's breathing like normal, just normal. And he sleeps with me every night, and I sleep on a recliner, and I've been sleeping in the living room. And I have pictures, which I will insert at the end of this, of me and him sleeping together. Please excuse the way I look. I had not a stitch of makeup on, and my sissy took the pictures of us when we were sleeping together. And so I haven't been able to do videos or anything like that. So I hope you understand. I put on my Facebook page to please pray for my cat, and so many people did, and I believe in my heart that's why he got better. But he is 16 years old, and it's going to be within the year that he unfortunately passes, and I am not ready for that, and neither is my son. Not having him here overnight was a strange feeling, you know, because like I said, we sleep very close together, and that was weird in itself. So that's what's been going on. You know, that's it. So if you don't mind saying prayers, continued prayers for Storm, I would appreciate it. I'll put the pictures in, and thank you for listening to me, and thank you for understanding why I hadn't been posting. I'm going to start again, and hopefully everything will be okay. If it's not, I'll put it on my community page as to what's going on, to keep you informed, which is what I should have done to begin with, but I just wasn't thinking. I just couldn't even function with all this going on. So thank you so much. Please, please, please be happy, be healthy, be blessed, but most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. You guys rock. Love you.